Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Unconditional Self-Love with myself, Tilly Reid. I hope you are well. I'm doing well. I'm currently on annual leave, so I've got a bit of time off. So yeah, always puts you in a good mood, doesn't it? When you get to have some time off. I'm going to go and see my friend, and we're going to go to the Peak District in England, and it's just going to be delightful. It's going to be lots of good chat, food, maybe some walks. I did suggest a wild swim. Kind of regretting it a little bit, not going to lie. You know how I feel about the cold. I don't do cold baths, but we'll see. I might just end up doing like a little paddle or something. That's probably more my style. But yeah, I'm doing okay. But today I just wanted to sort of revisit a couple of sort of things I've already spoken about and just give little updates and how things are going now. You know, because I think sometimes with these things, these concepts that, you know, I talk about, they can come up again. You know, different things can come up. They can change. You know, you might need to look at them again and be like, oh, I thought I'd sorted this out. No, this journey is kind of a forever journey, but you know, I don't want you to see that as a kind of like, oh God, what, I'm going to be looking at this stuff forever. No, that's a really good thing. It's a really good thing to just self-assess. Be self-aware and look at yourself and just see how you feel when you do certain things, or, you know, how you don't feel, you know, and look at that and, you know, consider that. So this week, a couple of things I'm going to talk about is, my decision to delete Instagram. Now that decision is still going strong. I'm still off it. I haven't had any desire to go on it. However, I did the other day discover that I can get on it on my computer. Not via my phone, but on my computer. And I sat there and I went through some stories, and I went through, you know, just a bit of scrolling. I didn't do as much as what I would do on my phone. I didn't get into the never-ending reels. But I'm not even sure how long I was on that for. But I definitely came off feeling like a bit flat. You know, suddenly I'm seeing friends having fun barbecues with lots of people, or, you know, they're at hen do's, or they're eating nice food, or they're going to this place and that concert and this. And I was like, oh, I'm not doing any of that. Oh, the comparison came up so suddenly for me, and it was so obvious to me that was happening. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, yeah, me not being on that is just a really good thing for me. And I definitely don't regret that decision. And honestly, give it a go. Please just give it a go. I think you'll feel a bit antsy to begin with, but once you get past that first few days, it's great. And then when you actually get to meet people, you get to go, hey, what have you been doing with your life? Oh, I've been doing this. Cool. I've been doing this. Great. You actually get to see that person's reaction, you know, in IRL, you know, in real life. And that is just so joyous. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything by not being on there. You know, there's maybe there is things that I'm going to miss, but I've certainly not felt like I've missed anything. I still do have a Facebook on my computer, because unfortunately a lot of the theatre groups I use do have groups, and it, you know, it's helpful to be in a group so they can sort of give us information for that. But I find I'm never on Facebook even as much as I was Instagram, because obviously Instagram is built to keep you on there. It's built to keep you on there and constantly scrolling. It makes money from that. So yeah, and I don't want them. Yeah, I don't want them to make money from me just sitting on my phone staring at my screen. No, I want to pick up a good book. I definitely find that when I'm not on Instagram, I read more. I might do some drawing. I might do other things. It definitely takes me away from basically just sitting down. And it can feel so good sometimes, it's that, I'm just going to give my brain a little break. I'm just going to sit down and scroll all these things. You think you're not doing anything. You think you're resting. But actually, there's probably a lot going on there. Okay, the next one is an update on, I know I spoke about being perimenopausal and having all the symptoms with that. So since that episode, I have been given HRT patches. I know. I'm as shocked as you are, to be honest, because I was fully expecting a fight. Maybe not a fight, that's very dramatic. I was fully expecting to be like, no, you will give me the HRT because of this, and this. And I went to see the nurse practitioner. She was so thorough. I was in there for about 25 minutes. It was a late on, it was about a 5:30 appointment. I wasn't rushed. She went through all these symptoms, asking me whether I have them, what they feel like, and I was just like, yes. And she took my blood pressure, and as she was taking my blood pressure, she was just asking me and saying, do you know what type you thought about, or how you'd like it in patches and gel? And I was so taken back. I didn't actually say anything for a few seconds. I thought, huh? Oh wait, you want to give me this thing that I feel like I've been asking for years. Wow. So it happened, and I am so grateful. I know that there is surgeries out there that are still not giving women what they want, and they're still prescribing, things that they don't need, and actually missing the hormone part of the story, which is a huge part of the story because it affects pretty much everything. So I've been on these, I think 2 weeks now, just over 2 weeks. Not seeing any massive changes yet. I am trying to not think about it too much. I know for some people it can take a while for anything to change. I know for some people it can be more quickly. I know for some people it doesn't work, and maybe I might have to try some other options like the gels or some other things. So I'm currently putting on patches. I'm going to hopefully see how that goes because, it was just a shock. It was a complete shock to me. So I'm very pleased that they actually listened to me. I mean, isn't it great when, surgeries listen to you and hear you and you go, oh, great. Okay. The next one is about challenging yourself, that feeling the fear but doing it anyway and coming out of your comfort zone. I spoke about that one in a podcast, and this last weekend I did that. At the beginning of the year, it was something that I wanted to manifest, was singing on my own on stage. I can't remember the last time I've done it. If I have done it, I know I have, but I know it's been like years, probably over 10 years. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of a frog in my throat. Singing on stage scares me more than anything. And I remember it was February, I was in Edinburgh with my friend, and we were talking about things that we'd like to do. Like a bucket list, things you'd like to tick off before. And I was like, right, I want to sing on stage on my own. And it just so happened that this year, my friend decided to do a musical theatre concert. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And I got picked to sing a lovely quartet. And it was great. I picked it up quite well. I was doing it quite well. But obviously you then have to perform it in front of lots of people, in front of a sellout show, actually. And it was amazing. It was really amazing. But I'm not going to lie, I was pretty terrified. It didn't help that the last rehearsal before the performance, I totally messed it up. Like, I've never got the lyrics wrong for this song, ever. I was like, as soon as I got it, I was like, yeah, got this one down, singing it, got it, great. The last rehearsal, I just completely forgot. Like, it just disappeared from my brain. And I was just like, what am I doing? And that is one of the scariest things about singing. I do acting, and acting, you can sort of like, you can ad-lib a bit and be like, oh, I forgot my line, but hang on a minute, let me just do a bit of talking, a bit of this, and get out of it. But with a song, it just keeps going. That music just keeps going, and you've got to either sing or not sing. So I think I freaked myself out a little bit because I went wrong, but I went over it. In the days after that, I was going over and over that line. I wrote it down as well. And then when we got into the theatre on Saturday, we did a little run. And I did it. And I did it fine. And I think in the dress run, and that did calm me a little bit. I thought, right, you do know this. You do know this. But that, for the actual performance, that feeling you get when you're about to walk on stage and sing in front of a bunch of people is, I can't, unless you've done it, it's really hard to describe. And it is scary, and you do get butterflies, and you do get all those physical feelings. But I was taking some really nice deep breaths, and this is the trick as well. If you're ever doing anything remotely scary, maybe it's an interview, maybe it's just public speaking, those deep breaths, those really long exhales triggers your parasympathetic, which is your rest and relaxation, rest and digest, and that helps keep you calm. So I was taking some nice long breaths. I'm not going to say I wasn't nervous, because I was, but that really kicked in this relaxation, because I wanted to enjoy the experience as well. I didn't want to go on there and be like, oh my God, I'm so terrified, I just want to get this over with. No, I wanted to go on there and feel it and feel the lyrics and do the song. And so this kind of weird sense of calm came over me. It was like a nervous calm. I can't even describe it. It was so strange. And then I did it, and I did it really well. And I was like, and that relief you feel, that sense of achievement, I felt so proud of myself. I was like, you did it. You smashed it. Yeah. And so honestly, if there's anything out there that you're like, oh no, I couldn't possibly do that. That's not me. That's so scary. But you're thinking about it, and it's something you keep thinking about. You just need to do it, because the feeling you get doing it and afterwards is amazing. It's undescribable sometimes. You just like, describing it to somebody who's never done that is hard, but it's something that I do. I like to challenge myself in that way. And don't get me wrong, before the performance, I think before every performance I do, I go, oh, why do I do this to myself? This is really scary. Why do I do it? And then at the end, I go, that's why I do it. That's why I do this, because it's something I love to do. I get a lot out of it. It challenges me. It helps me grow in so many ways. I meet some great people. Sense of community you get from, singing together and being in a show together. You're all being vulnerable. You're all putting yourself out there. You all bond, quite a lot. So I challenge everyone to just go out there and do something that scares you. And if you're like, oh, I'm not sure, do something small. really small that scares you. Maybe it's just speaking up about something. Maybe it's just speaking up in a meeting with your colleagues. You know, maybe it's just, I don't know, speaking to a neighbour. I don't know, anything, you know. Just do it because, yeah, you feel great. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to chat about today. Just revisiting some past podcasts and how they're going now. I hope you all have an amazing week. I am going to pack for my few days in the Peak District and I can't wait. So I'll speak to you next week. Bye. Hello and welcome to this week's 3 Joys of the Week. This week we have having a cold glass of wine on a hot day. Oh, that goes down so well. Just that beautiful, crisp. Oh, I mean, it's not much more I can say about that, really. You know, we are currently having had our 3rd heat wave in the UK, or we have where we are, and it's been a challenge. I'm not gonna lie in some cases, but sometimes just having a cold glass of wine or whatever you want or any beverage, definitely cheers me up. Next joy, annual leave. I mean, yeah, annual leave. You're not working. It's joyful. Depends if you like your job or not, I guess. I don't hate my job, but it's more like, you get to just do what you want. I'm going away. I get to go and see friends and just do what I want. And, you're not in that structure of doing, work and being there for a certain time and, going on lunches at a certain time. And, so, that's all out the window. You can do whatever you like. And the third one, I don't do this a lot, but when I do, it's napping. Having a nap. Yeah, an afternoon nap. And I've been doing a few of these recently. I think it's just because my sleep pattern is not great still. But, sometimes just sitting on my sofa. It's usually when I've got something really, calm on the telly, like Marple or something like that. So it's really gentle kind of detective, thing. You're just like, yeah, just close my eyes for a bit. And then you just nod off, not very long. It feels so good. It feels so good napping. And I usually either do it when I'm really tired, which is I currently am, or when I'm ill. But I do enjoy it when I do it, and it does make me feel a little bit better. So yeah, those are my 3 joys this week. What are yours? Have a think. I'll see you next week. Bye.